Hello and welcome to the Battalion Marching Orders. We're here today with Adam Dennis, the President and Director of Hockey Operations with the North Bay Battalion. Welcome, Adam.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Well, training camp has just wrapped up, and how was it this year, and what sort of impressed you with the roster of prospects?
Yeah, you know what? We were expecting a very competitive camp. I think it lived up to that billing for sure. We had probably our biggest attendance that we had with the new rule change in the NCAA eligibility. The guys that were maybe looking at a different path prior were all at camp this year. So it made for a lot of competition. I thought that the guys first, sound like a broken record. They showed up in great shape. So that was a great starting point. And then, it was led the way by our returning players. I think they always set the tone for how the camp's going to look like. And I thought that they brought the energy and showed the guys coming in what the OHL is all about. And, when we're watching and evaluating, it gives us a really good benchmark for who that's not wearing a green helmet can potentially play in the league. So I thought it was a really good week. We still have a pretty hardy roster right now with about 30 or so guys. So we got to whittle it down a little bit, but we have some preseason games upcoming to hopefully sort through that.
Any surprises? Any good surprises that came out of camp?
Yeah, you know what? We haven't really had any free agents that have come through and give us the reason to give them an extended look. The one guy, Easton Poe, so he's a 2008, so still a very young guy from Michigan, hulking defenseman though, I would say. 6'6", 220 pounds, certainly has an edge to his game, but we thought that he performed very well in all aspects this week. So we're looking forward to seeing a little bit more from him. And see what our coaching staff can do to help them develop.
Something new this year, and I was talking to Ryan about it as well, is that you've got 3 imports this year, and sort of going through that process, and then I guess into training camp you had some challenges in getting one here, right? So how do you work around those sort of situations?
Yeah, well, listen, it's since COVID, it seems that there's been one hurdle that you've had to get over, and then another new one comes up. And I think that we're number one, very happy with the 3 imports that we have. I think all 3 of them can impact our team, but it's tough for travel right now. So Arseni was able to get here on the 22nd, so he took part in the entire camp. Jet lag was definitely an issue for the first couple days for him, but he's now got his feet under him. He's comfortable. And I thought he's looked pretty good throughout the first couple games. Yevgeny got here yesterday morning, about 1 a.m. So he's still kind of going through the jet lag. He got his physical. He's all ready to go. Unfortunately, he had to miss the training camp, but we still have a pretty good amount of time here before we get into the regular season. So he'll practice today with the group and hopefully feel a lot more comfortable in a week from now.
I guess one of the great things, again, Ty Nelson was back, and how important, or how, what kind of impression does he leave upon the players or the prospects, and what does it mean for the team to have him back as well?
It's there's not enough words to say of how awesome it is to have Ty. I mean, from our perspective as a staff, it's just great to see him always, see the progress he's made. Ty has got a personality that he's infectious. He lights up the room. To have our young players, our current players, get to just experience how he approaches the game, the way he loves being on the ice, the way he's helping all the guys, even though he might not have been teammates with them, he still just has that connection to our team, our city, and we're really grateful to have Ty in any capacity around our group. I think that it's only a benefit to have him close.
Excellent. And it's been a year since you were named team president, and how has that process gone over the past year?
It's been great. I mean, definitely a big learning curve. I think some of the great staff that we have up here have certainly helped me get acclimatized, and we learned a lot last year. I think that when I came into the role, had all these big ideas that wanted to get in right away, but I think just going through the season and figuring out the ins and outs of what we can or can't do, some of the reasons that maybe some things hadn't been done in the past, I thought was important for our group. So we're looking forward to this year. We had a great off season to kind of recharge, recuperate, fine tune, and we're really looking forward to offering a good product this season.
And I guess I noticed on social media a lot of, you've got partners that are doing signings, not just players with education agreements. You got partners and corporate sponsors and whatnot. Is that really part of the community building that you're doing?
Yeah, I'll give Steve Battani a lot of credit on that one. That was his brainchild, and I think what we wanted to do was just show our appreciation and the partnership to those people that have supported us. And I think it's great to say thank you sometimes, to give some recognition to those people that help keep the lights on, and we just wanted to show our appreciation and show how important they are to our team.
How are things lining up? I know last year we talked a little bit about minor hockey and working on that partnership and things like that. How is that developing?
It's good. It's good. I think it's for us. I know Coach Houlihan uses the non-negotiable word on some of the things the guys can do on the ice. For us on the other side, working with minor hockey is not negotiable. I really feel like we have an obligation to help grow the game, grow the sport, and our players, they bought into it. They were at practices all last year. We are going to offer a fundraising opportunity for minor hockey teams, because going through that myself, I know that raising money for a hockey team to travel, it's needed, and I think we're going to have a program that we've presented to the minor hockey teams. We may roll it out to other sports teams after that, just depending on how well it goes. But we wanted to give them an opportunity to have a team building experience, earn some money for maybe future tournaments for your teams, and then have a great place to spend it and reap the rewards of that. So it's part of our DNA, what we want to do, and getting more and more kids into hockey and into the rink is something that's important to us.
One of the things you mentioned that's sort of changing a bit this year involves tickets, and what are the changes that our fans are going to see with that?
Yeah, so we announced last year at our town hall that we were going to be working with SI Tickets, so Sports Illustrated. We hit a little bit of a snag, so they are a new company that's getting up. On the technical side, they weren't able to deliver to the full capacity. On the ticket side, we are going to have them introduce the app to our fan base, and there's going to be a lot of fan engagement tools on there. And then, the nice thing is we were able to deliver on all the other things that we promised through the tiered pricing, the redemption nights, through our prior ticketing app. So the fans won't see any difference from what we have put out there. When SI Tickets comes in, it probably gets a little bit easier for us to roll out some of these things and make some changes, but they're a strong partner. We're really looking forward for our fans to see what they can offer, and I think that it's going to be a really big benefit for so many things, on just getting up to the digital age and ticketing, being able to share tickets, resell. I think it'll be a really good platform for our fans to see.
Awesome. And FanFest is back.
It's back.
What's happening on September 13th?
Yeah, so we really felt that last year was such a great event. Just, we did get some weather that affected it a little bit, but it didn't slow things down. I thought, in fact, it might have just shown the power that it could have. So hopefully the weather cooperates. If not, we're still equipped to run it inside again. But fun and games for kids. We'll have the tailgate available as well. But what it is just, we want to introduce our players to the community. We want to give another opportunity for community members to get together. There will be fun and games, all sorts of things that you can interact with before, and then hopefully a pretty good hockey game with a lot of hopefuls trying to make an impression.
That's excellent. I know the league has a new streaming deal, a long-term deal, and how does that play into, I guess, your role as a team in the OHL?
Yeah, well, I think that it's kind of there's a couple different layers to that. I'd say all of our players are, I shouldn't say all, Briar Long is local, and Sam Rive, who's still with us, is local as well. But for all of our other players, they're a distance from home, right? So I think for mom, dad, extended family to be able to watch them play and have, not miss a minute of the action, I think is really important. I think what fans will see is a little bit of a better platform. You know, I wanted to rewind that last year a few times on the CHL TV so I could see a replay or do something like that. We're told that all these capabilities will be there and a little bit more advanced than last year, and I think it's exciting. I think that not going into too many details, but it sounds like it was a landmark deal for the OHL, and just shows that the momentum of our league is kind of growing for this partnership to happen.
Excellent. And I guess anything else that you wanted to touch on?
For anybody that watched this last year, you could see it was a young group, but they had a lot of fight in them, and they willed their way into the playoffs. And I think that, I've always said that the OHL, as a player at least, every year that you get a little bit older and put in the work, the league gets easier around you, because those 19, 20-year-olds, they graduate, you get a year older. If you've been doing the work, you're getting stronger. I think that fits our group to a T. We only really lost the 3 overage players. And we'll have some young players, I think, that can step in right away and make an immediate impact. So we have high expectations, and we want to win. That's always been the goal, is to put up a championship banner in this building. And I think that this group has the makings of it, and it's going to be a matter of how quickly that they can figure it out together.
All right, sounds good. Thanks a lot for joining us today, Adam.
Thank you, Richard.